the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine fleet receives two new Acero-class gunboats from Israel. 28 former rebels complete their radicalization program in Misamis Oriental. PBBM signs Magna Carta of Filipino seafarers. COMELEC issues guidelines for filing of certificates of candidacy.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Tuesday, September 24, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our stories, the Philippine fleet has received two Acero-class fast attack interdiction craft from Israel at Pier 15 South Harbor. According to Philippine Fleet spokesperson Lieutenant Giovanni Badiles, the newly commissioned gunboats with bow numbers PG-908 and PG-909 are the 7th and 8th Acero-class vessels in the fleet. Equipped with advanced missile systems, these high-speed boats bolster the Navy's maritime interdiction capabilities, advancing the country's self-reliant defense posture program. Only one more vessel from Israeli shipyards is pending delivery.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
28 former rebels completed a 10-day deradicalization program in Misamis Oriental, organized by the Provincial Social Welfare Development Office, the 58th Infantry Battalion, and peace partner agencies. The program aimed to rehabilitate and reintegrate former rebels into society. The training, divided into self-transformation and socio-economic development phases, included psychosocial activities, livelihood training, and community immersion. Each participant received 20,000 pesos in financial assistance to support their reintegration. The initiative highlights the government's commitment in inclusive peace and development in the province.
Armed Forces Radio.
We have a report coming in about Defense Secretary urges DND employees to uphold excellence. Go for the details, Bea.
Yes, Rofh, the Department of National Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. recognized the outstanding service of the agency's civilian employees during the 124th Philippine Civil Service anniversary. He urged staff to maintain high performance standards during the DND-wide Exemplary Supervisors and Employees Award at Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Secretary Chodoro commended the awardees for their dedication and called for a re-evaluation of civil service rules to better address evolving security threats. He also emphasized the need for improved workplace conditions and continued support for employee benefits with legal frameworks. These Beatrice reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Bea.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Moreover, 9 former rebels receive a total of 525,000 pesos in financial assistance during the third quarter Peace and Order Council meeting at Tarlac Capital Center. The aid provided through the provincial government of Tarlac and the Department of Social Welfare Development Region 3 is part of the government's ECLIP and Sustainable Livelihood Program under Executive Order Number 70. Governor Suzon and Department of the Interior and Local Government Undersecretary Felicito Valmosina led the awarding, highlighting the efforts to reintegrate former rebels into society.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippines has redeployed both Coast Guard and naval vessels to Escoda Shoals days after withdrawing its lone patrol ship. The National Maritime Council confirmed the move but withheld specifics on the number or types of vessels involved. NMC spokesperson Alexander Lopez emphasized that the combination of Philippine Navy and Philippine Coast Guard assets aims to maintain the country's presence in the disputed area, reinforcing the nation's claim amid the ongoing tensions with China.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
Let us hear more from Sena about soldiers recover war material after Army and PA clash in Camarines Norte.
Yes, Rofh, several war material were recovered by the Army 2nd Infantry Jungle Fighter Division following an encounter between soldiers and members of the New People's Army in Labo, Camarines Norte on September 21, 2024. Troops belonging to the 16th Infantry Maglilingkod Battalion were conducting security operations at Barangay Anameam when they were fired upon by the remnants of KLG-1 from the Bicol Regional Party Committee. This resulted in a 10-minute firefight. No casualty was reported on the military side, while casualties on the rebel side are still being verified. Among the items recovered by the soldiers included an M16 rifle, 5 bandoliers, 7 magazines, 475 ammunition cartridge, an anti-personnel mine, 50 meters commercial wire, 3 rolls of rope, a medical kit, and 4 shirts of PKP MLM 55th anniversary print, a jungle pack, 2 backpack with personal belongings. The seized war material will be turned over to the appropriate authorities for proper disposition while military operations continue in the area to pursue the fleeing rebels. This is Sena from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena from Solcom.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Army Reserve Command activated the first Nueva Ecija Ready Reserve Signal Company and the first Tarlac Ready Reserve Engineering Construction Company during a ceremony at 4th Magsaysay, Nueva Ecija. RESCOM Philippine Army Commander Major General Romulo Manuel Jr. highlighted the significance of the activation, enhancing the Army's readiness to respond to both peace and conflict situations. The ceremony was attended by officers and enlisted reservists from the 3rd Regional Community Defense Group.
DWDD National
For
News.
our national news, the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. led the ceremonial signing of the Magna Carta of Filipino seafarers in Malacanang yesterday. This aims to further uplift the lives and welfare of the nation's mariners. Marcos also stressed that the passing of the law is the government's way of showing support. The President then expressed confidence that the country would further improve its compliance with the standards for training, certification, and watchkeeping convention benefiting Filipino seafarers.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From First CRG, let us hear some information from Joanne about former rebels in Tarlac receive financial assistance under ECLIP.
A total of 525,000 pesos were distributed to 9 former rebels during the third quarter Peace and Order Council meeting held at Tarlac Capitol Center, San Roque, Tarlac City on September 20, 2024. The assistance is part of the government's Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program or ECLIP and the Sustainable Livelihood Program under Executive Order Number 70, institutionalizing the whole-of-nation approach in attaining inclusive and sustainable peace to help the former rebels return to their normal lives and go back to mainstream society. The awarding was led by Yusek Felicito A. Valmosina, DILG Undersecretary for Barangay Affairs, together with Tarlac Provincial Governor Honorable Suzon A. Yap and the different government and law enforcement agencies. Governor Suzon Yap emphasized the efforts and initiatives of the different agencies in prioritizing the delivery of assistance and programs for the former rebels. She also appreciated the efforts for the initiative in returning this report to the government. Meanwhile, Yusek Felicito A. Valmosina expressed his gratitude for the unity, collaboration, and commitment of the different government agencies, together with the law enforcement agencies that resulted in the successful delivery of government's program and services to the citizens of Tarlac. This is John Sagaok reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Joanne Sagao.
DWDD National News.
Quezon City 1st District Representative Juan Carlos Sataylo welcomed the approval of the Magna Carta of Filipino seafarers. In a statement, he said that the new law would bring peace of mind to more than 500,000 Filipino seafarers and their families. He also added that the law has many good provisions, but the lawmaker emphasized that the challenge is to ensure that it is properly implemented so that the seafarers can maximize the benefits of the law.
DWDD National News.
The prices of gasoline went up by 1 peso and 10 centavos while diesel went up by 1 peso and 20 centavos. The cost of kerosene stayed the same. The increase came after 2 straight weeks of price rollbacks. The Department of Energy attributed the increase to the rising tension in Lebanon.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
On the other line, let us hear from Angel about Philippine Army launches forensic dentistry course to enhance disaster response.
The Philippine Army began a 5-day forensic dentistry capability enhancement course for dental officers and civilian dentists at Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City yesterday. Led by the Office of the Army Chief Dental Surgeon, the course aims to improve forensic dental skills and incident response. Instructors from the National Bureau of Investigation and Office of the Civil Defense are participating to strengthen collaboration in disaster relief efforts. Relatedly, the Army assures full backing for this initiative, highlighting its importance in mass casualty scenarios. This is Angel Cruz Camamot reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Angel Kamawat.
DWDD National News.
For other development story, the Commission on Elections has issued the guidelines for the filing of the certificate of candidacy of those who will run in the 2025 elections. Up for grabs in the May 2025 polls are positions for 12 senators, 254 district representatives, 63 party list organizations, 82 governors and 82 vice governors and other local positions. Meanwhile, there are available positions for 25 members of parliament in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao and 40 BARM party list representatives. To be filed by candidates along with the COZ is their certificate of acceptance of nomination.
DWDD National News.
Senator Grace Poe concluded the briefing on the proposed 2025 budget of the Office of the President in less than 10 minutes. Presiding over the Finance Subcommittee A hearing, Poe acknowledged that some agencies under the OP help in anti-crime initiatives, especially on the issue of illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators in the country. Senate President Pro Tempore Jinggoy Estrada promptly proposed to ratifying the President's budget, which the committee approved. He added that the OP budget is very crucial, as this represents the midterm budget that will help the President to continue the priority programs of his administration.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
For other updates, let us hear the details about 20 former NPA rebels surrender in Davao del Norte. Go ahead, Beth Tañete.
The 10th Infantry Commander Major General Alan Hambala and 101st Infantry Brigade Commander Brigadier General Felix Ronnie Babak presented 20 former New People's Army rebels to the Eastern Mindanao Command who surrendered in Davao del Norte, Davao de Oro, and Agusan del Sur. The event held at the 60th Infantry Battalion headquarters yesterday also showcased recovered firearms. Moreover, Major General Hambala presided the localized peace engagement and called on the remaining insurgents to surrender and avail themselves of government reintegration program. This is Beth Tañete reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tañete.
DWDD National
Moving
News.
on to another story, Education Secretary Juan Ergadro Angara has directed the implementation of the early procurement activities process. The move was made to ensure the timely delivery of educational materials and the smooth implementation of the projects. Angara said the agency is making every effort to improve its procurement process and accelerate its pace. He also explained that the EPA allows the DepEd to initiate activities early, ensuring contracts for goods, infrastructure projects, and consulting services are awarded ahead of the following fiscal year.
DWDD National News.
Public Attorney's Office Chief Persida Rueda Acosta said that more elderly and sickly persons deprived of liberty now have a bigger chance of being released. This comes after the recent ruling of the Supreme Court on the Good Conduct Time Allowance or GCTA law. Rueda Acosta hailed the court ruling, saying it has been the position of PAO for the longest time. The Supreme Court Bank recently decided that any convicted prisoner is entitled to GCTA as long as he or she is in a penal institution, rehabilitation, or detention center or local jail. This includes the persons convicted of heinous crimes.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
Let us hear more update from Leonor about Second ID seizes war material after encounter with NPA in Camarines Norte.
The 2nd Infantry Jungle Fighter Division recovered several war materials following an encounter with New People's Army members in Labo, Camarines Norte. Troops from 16th Infantry Maglilingkod Battalion engaged remnants of KLG-1 from the Bicol Regional Party Committee in Barangay Anamayam, resulting in 10 minutes firefight. Items seized included an M16 rifle ammunition, an anti-personnel mine, and personal belongings. No military casualties were reported while rebel casualties are being verified. This is Leonor reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
Moreover, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has expressed the country's desire to foster its ties with Italy, India, Ireland, Finland, and the European Union. In welcoming Italy's ambassador-designate Davide Giglio, President Marcos said he hoped that the two nations could further work towards increasing and expanding their areas of cooperation. Meanwhile, India's ambassador-designate Harsh Kumar Jain also presented his credentials. Marcos wished to reaffirm the country's commitment in pursuing stronger political, economic, and cultural ties with the South Asian country. Also presenting their credentials to the President were Ireland's ambassador-designate Emma Hickey, Finland's ambassador Sahia Nurminen, and the European Union's ambassador Mario Massimo Santoro.
DWDD National News.
Canlaon City Negros Oriental Mayor Jose Chubasco Cardenas has lifted the liquor ban and restrictions on establishments operating hours over Canlaon Volcano. This development came about a week after the city government implemented a liquor ban and limited operational hours of establishments to 10 p.m. on September 12 as part of public health and safety measures. Cardenas noted that the current situation allows for a reassessment of these restrictions in order to support the recovery of businesses and the local economy while continuing to maintain public order and safety. Canlaon remains under alert level 2.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
And now let's hear a reporter on the ground about NFWM leads coastal cleanup in Zamboanga Peninsula. Go for the details, Mars.
Yes, Rofh, the Philippine Navy Naval Forces Western Mindanao led a simultaneous coastal cleanup across the Zamboanga Peninsula. Sailors, alongside military units, local government, and community partners, cleared trash from RT Lim Boulevard, San Jose Kawa, and Caragasan Beach. Over 160 sacks of waste were collected. The said activity highlighted the effort to combat plastic pollution as NFWM prepares for its 28th anniversary. This is Mars reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mars.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From Rizal, more updates from Ella Mercado about authorities nab 176 in Oplan, Sacleo.
A total of 176 individuals were arrested by authorities in simultaneous anti-criminality law enforcement operation which was carried out in some areas covered by the province of Rizal. Based on the records from September 16 to September 22, 2024, out of 25 police operations conducted against illegal drugs, 47 were arrested and a total of 246.73 grams of suspected shabu amounting to 1,689,764 pesos were confiscated. In their operation against wanted person, Rizal Police recorded of the arrest of 69 personalities, which includes 27 involved in various type of crime within the province. In their campaign for loose firearms, they confiscated 4 firearms from the 4 people they arrested, while in their campaign against illegal gambling, out of 15 police operations, 56 is now under the custody of the police stations. The Oplan Sacleo, which was launched by Rizal Police in their province, in line to Chief PNP's mantra, sa bagong Pilipinas, gusto ng pulis, ligtas ka. This is Ella Mercado, reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado from Rizal.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Labor and Employment expects assistance from the Tulong Panghanap Buhay sa Ating Disadvantaged or Displaced Workers or TUPAD program in Western Visayas to exceed more than 1 billion by the end of the year. $6 OYC Assistant Regional Director Melissa Navarra said that with the rate it's going, it is highly likely to exceed 1 billion. Navarra said that 134,144 displaced and disadvantaged workers benefited from TUPAD. They came from Aklan, Antique, Capiz, Guimaras, Iloilo, and Negros Occidental provinces, as well as the highly urbanized cities of Iloilo and Bacolod.
DWDD Armed Forces.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster